Yo, 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 what up? It's your boy DSK here, back with another video, Drinks with DSK. And I told y'all the other day that I was coming back to give my opinion and recap on the Xscape SWV Verzuz. So here we are. We gonna jump into it. I got my little drink right here, hence Drinks with DSK. Tonight I am drinking it's called Benchmark. I don't know. Something I grabbed from the ABC store. Benchmark. A Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It is 80 proof, 40% alcohol. It's straight for the most part. So I love brown liquor. I'm not a big fan of, white liquor. I'll drink it, but I prefer brown liquor. So usually whenever I go to the ABC store, I always like to try different things, whether it be top shelf, bottom shelf, whatever. I'll just, check it out just to see. But I mean, it's straight for the most part. It's cool, but that ain't what I'm here for. I'm here to get into this Verzuz. This is my little piece of paper right here that I had. And so the Verzuz was, 2 weeks ago? The Saturday before Mother's Day. So yeah, 2 weeks ago. Xscape versus SWV. Anybody who knows, y'all know I love music. I'm a big music person. So this was like a perfect matchup. For me for the Verzuz. I was excited when I first heard that they were gonna do this Verzuz. I was like, oh, that's dope. SWV versus Xscape. So immediately the first thing that comes to my mind is like, do they got 20 records that they could play? I was like, I know they do, but like, I think of like hits and fan favorites, whatever that they could play. So I was like, okay, I know SWV has, been on a few soundtracks. They have, I think 5 or 6 albums. They've been out a smidge longer than Xscape has. So I'm sure, with there are multiple albums, because Xscape has 3 albums, SWV has 5 or 6, maybe 6. And Coco has like solo songs or whatever. So I was like, oh, they can easily get to 20. Xscape, same thing. I was like, they have 3 albums that they came out with. They've been on a few soundtracks as well. And of course, like all of the girls of Xscape, they all each, have had some type of solo success as well. So, and then Candy, she writes. So I was like, oh, this is going to be like a bomb matchup. Now, normally for the Verzuz, I usually write out like all of the songs that I want to hear, and I usually match them up, but I was just busy and I didn't get a chance to. So my little piece of paper right here is just, these are just all the songs that they did on the Verzuz, or whatever. So 2 female groups from the 90s, 20 songs. Let's go. Let's run them down. So round 1, because they did 2 rounds. Like round 1 they did 20 songs, then round 2 they took a little intermission, came back, did 20 songs. So round 1, the first matchup was Xscape. Well, Xscape started it off with Is My Living in Vain, and then SWV, their response was Endow Me. So first, Is My Living in Vain. Listen, when Xscape came out, like the package was together. Like when they came out, the energy was there. Their outfits were amazing. Like they were just like all on the same page. So I'm sure y'all probably gonna be like, oh, you just like Candy, blah, 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 blah. Because Candy is my favorite of the group. That ain't no big secret. But I just know, like, just from watching different things that she's done, she's extremely competitive. So I already knew, like, they weren't gonna come into it with no egos. Like, Candy, like, listen, I'm here to win, even though it ain't no competition, because we're friends, in real life. And somebody said that throughout the Verzuz. So Tamika Scott opened up, you know, the verses with like a little prayer or whatever, because I want to say she's like an ordained minister, I think, in real life. So of course she opened up with a prayer. They drop "Is My Living in Vain?" They get the verses kicked off. So boom. Then SWV came back with "Endow Me." "Endow Me" is like my joint. The thing that I loved about that first matchup was "Is My Living in Vain" and "Endow Me" are both songs by the Clark sisters. "Is My Living in Vain," they performed that as a group, and I believe "Endow Me" was Twinkie Clark's song. And I think they performed it as a group. She might have performed it individually. I'm not sure. Anywho, it had relevance to the Clark sisters or whatever. So, for me, for that first matchup, I'm gonna have to give it to Xscape. "Is My Living in Vain?" The only reason I wouldn't give them both a point is because with "Endow Me," it's almost like they were playing the track and Coco was singing over the track. And it's like sometimes with sound, like if you are playing a track, like a backing track with, you know, the vocals that the person has recorded or whatever, and then you're trying to sing it live, sometimes they put this echo on it. So it's almost like when she was singing, it was like they were putting the echo on there and then it was like clashing. So I was just like, just cut the track and just let her sing. So anywho, my first point went to Xscape with the "Is My Living in Vain?" because they just came out and they brought it. Second matchup, "Feel So Good" versus "Can We?" Both of those are like my joints. So for that matchup, I gave them both a point. Because I like "Feel So Good" off the Hook album, and then "Can We," I believe, was on the New Beginning album, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look really quickly. I believe it was on the New Beginning album because I think that was their second album, because I know that song was on the Booty Call soundtrack, along with Fire and Desire, that Coco and, I'm sorry, not New Beginning, Release Some Tension. It was on the Release Some Tension album. So I gave them both a point for that round. The third matchup was "Am I Dreaming" versus "All Night Long." In my humble opinion, this is just me. This is my opinion. This is my video. This is what I think. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Like, I really don't care. Side note, goals, manifest, swag clothing. Follow me on Instagram at Swag Cloth Inc. That's at WSWAGCLOTHINC. You can get one of these shirts. Shameless plug. So for that matchup, I gave the point to "Am I Dreaming?" because I love "Am I Dreaming?" And that really wasn't Xscape's song. They were featured on it with the group Old School along with Keith Sweat. But that's my jam. Like, I love their version and I love the original that was recorded by Atlantic Starr. And so it was "Am I Dreaming?" and "All Night Long." "All Night Long" by SWV was from the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. And a lot of people say anything from Waiting to Exhale, like, what you mean? You can't get no point to that. "All Night Long" was really not my jam from the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. That was always a song that I would just skip. Like, I was just like, oh, I mean, it sounds nice, but next. So wasn't really my jam or whatever. So I gave that matchup to Xscape. The fourth matchup was "What's Up" from the ATL soundtrack for Xscape and "When You Cry" by SWV. So I ain't even gonna lie, I had never heard "When You Cry" ever in my life. That was my first time hearing it on the Verzuz. Because I'm an Xscape and an SWV fan, but I think I like Xscape better than I like SWV. Like, I've heard some of their, their album cuts or whatever, but I'm not like a diehard SWV fan. Like, I don't know all of their songs. Like, Xscape, they were one of like the first cassettes that I had when I was younger. I remember, I think it was like for Christmas or something. I really don't remember why, you know, I had got these cassettes or whatever, but I remember my aunt had went to Camelot Music when it was at South Square. So I came from the time where we had singles. So they had cassette singles, and then eventually went to CD singles. So my aunt had went and brought 4 cassette tapes, because me and my sister, like, we, you know, always had our little Walkmans or whatever, and we was listening to music. And she had she had brought 4 cassette tapes, and so we each had to choose 2. And I believe Understanding was the single that I chose, and I can't remember what the other one was. I want to say that it was Karen White, Can I Stay With You? I think that those were the 2 that I had chose. And then my sister had chose DRS, Gangsta Lean, and I don't know what the 4th one was, but that's what she chose or whatever. So I was like, I've always been an R&B head or whatever. So that's just how long I've liked Xscape or whatever. So for this particular round, I gave the point to to SWV, When You Cry, because What's Up, like, I didn't really care for that song. Number 1. Number 2, I mean, yeah, it was from the ATL movie, and yeah, they in Atlanta, but Candy wasn't even on that song. Like, that was when they had the Keisha baby girl that was in the group. I think her name was Keisha Miles, but I want to say they used to call her Keisha Baby. Like, this is where I got that from. So I was just like, y'all playing What's Up? And then they mixed in Don't Think I'm Not. So I could have gave the point to Xscape because I like Don't Think I'm Not. But I was like, What's Up? Like, what? In my humble opinion, why? Why did y'all even put that in the running? But whatever. Okay. So I gave that point to SWV. The 5th matchup was The Arms of the One Who Loves Me, The Ones Who Love Me, and Downtown. I gave them both a point because I like both of those songs. The next round was Keep On Keeping On and Someone. So Keep On Keeping On was from the Sunset Park soundtrack, I believe, and Someone was featuring Diddy, or Love, as he calls himself now. Side note, like, why does this man keep changing his name? Like, we not about to call you Love. Like, we not gonna call you Love. Like, we've known you as Puff Daddy, then you changed your name to P. Diddy, then you changed your name to Diddy, now you're changing your name to Love. Like, I ain't gonna call you Love. I'm gonna still call you either Puff Daddy or Diddy, one of the 2. So for that round, I gave them both a point. Keep On Keeping On, like I said, wasn't Xscape's song. That was MC Light's song, but they were featured on it. And I like both of those songs. Next round was Work Me Slow, which was a fan favorite, and Everything I Love by SWV. Everything I Love, I had never heard it until the Verzuz, like, because again, I'm not the biggest SWV fan. So of course for that round, Work Me Slow is like my joint. That's the song that Candy and Todd be grinding on when they, you know, go on tour and they do live shows or whatever. And because I remember that from the concert, the Great Escape tour that I went to in Raleigh back in 2017. And just some of the videos that I've seen. So work me slow for that round. The next matchup was Just Kicking It and You're the One. Those are both my jams. Gave them both a point for that round. Then the next matchup was Bills, 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 which was by Destiny's Child, but it was a song that Candy was a writer on. And then side note, Candy was all over the Writings on the Wall album by Destiny's Child, and I had no clue because, like, I went back and looked. I was like, dang, like, she did mad songs on this album. Like, her and Shakespeare was like a hell of a team, like a hell of a writing team. And so, yeah, like the lady is an impeccable writer. She is. So for Bills, 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 and Right Here was SWV's song. I gave them both a point for that round. The final round of the final matchup in round 1 was Tonight versus If Only You Knew. So let me just talk about that for a second. So y'all know Tiny be acting like she don't want to sing. Like she just be like, oh nah, y'all got that. I'm good in the background. Tiny. Tamika Cottle Harris. Listen. She sang that. She sang that. Do you hear me? And then as I was listening to Tonight, like I realized that they killed that. Like when I was listening, I was like, bruh, this right here, this is singing. Like they singing. Like I realized that at that point, like I remember when I heard that song like many years ago. I was like, dang, they can all really sing. Not to say that all of them at SWV can't sing, because they can. And I think a lot of times when, like I'll use SWV for an example, when you have like a front runner like Coco, who's considered like the lead singer of the group, the other voices in the group always get overshadowed, and people think like, oh, you know, Coco is SWV. Coco's the voice of SWV. The other two girls can't sing. She should have did the verses by herself. No. They all can sing. They can all sing. Like I've heard them on different songs, and they sound amazing. Like anybody who think that Taj and Lily can't hold their own is stupid. Like you're dumb or you're deaf. Like, because they can sing. And so with that, when they got to If Only You Knew, I gave both of them a point for that round. Tonight and If Only You Knew, they both got a point for that round. But again, when they got to If Only You Knew, they were singing, but it's almost like that backing track again. I was just like, just cut it, because like Coco is killing it and she's singing, but it's like at times you can hear that track and it's like it clashes with the live vocals. Those are both, both my jams. And If Only You Knew, shout out to the OG Patti LaBelle, for the original version. I like her version and I like SWV's version. So the end of round 1, I had Xscape for 9 points and I had SWV for 7 points. Just because the 2 rounds that I did not give them points for was the When You Cry, which, I'm sorry, not When You Cry. It was Endow Me and Everything I Love. They're both good songs. It was just I chose the other song over, that or whatever. And so also in round 1, we could kind of tell that Coco was a little off. Like her whole vibe and her demeanor was a little meh. Like it was like, she was into it at times, but you could tell like something was going on or whatever. So after that song, they took an intermission. And of course, SWV, like they didn't want to did a whole outfit change. Like a whole outfit change. They come out with their combat boots on. They got their SWV shirts on when they come out from round 2. Like, listen, we ready. Like, we ready for this versus or whatever. Which was fine. But I'm just like, we a whole 20 songs in, and I know y'all had to go in the back and, maybe have a little group meeting or whatever and shift the atmosphere to get y'all on point. Mind you, the verses was amazing. Up until this point, it was amazing. But it's like they had a little band meeting that was like, listen, Coco, like you got to kick it in the high gear, man, because like we got to get back out there and give it to them. And I also liked how they saved a lot of their big songs until, the second round. So right here is where I'm going to talk about the DJs. So I loved that SWV had Spinderella as their DJ for their set. So I don't know if y'all saw the Ladies Night show that SWV and Salt and Pepper did on BET when they were trying to go on like this Ladies Night tour or whatever. And we kind of got to see, how they prepared for the tour and things like that. And I remember in one of the episodes, I believe Salt and Pepper and Spin may have been having like some type of little disagreement or whatever. And they had said, well, you could come be the fourth member of SWV. Like, come on, like, we'll take you as the DJ. And so I just loved how they brought her back, like, to be their DJ or whatever. And I could see her being they full out DJ when they go on this tour that they putting together. So I'm here for Spin. I love Spinderella. I'm one of those that think Salt and Pepper did her dirty. Yes, they did. Because if you watch the Ladies Night show, like, I don't want to give it away if you haven't seen it, but if you've seen it, you saw how they were acting, how Salt and Pepper was acting. No disrespect to Salt and Pepper at all. They're amazing. They're pioneers of, hip hop. They are, have many accolades as being, one of the first females to get it started, pave the way for other female MCs out here. But the way that they treated Spinderella was dead wrong. Like, it was dead wrong. Like, even from the jump on the first episode, and you can go look it up on YouTube, or if you got BET Plus or whatever, you can go look it up on there. But even on the first episode, like when they had, so basically the premise of the show is that they were preparing for their residency in the beginning in Las Vegas, and then they were also going to embark on the Ladies Night tour with the SWV. So just basically chronicling how all those things, kind of go hand in hand, and seeing how the two groups come up like with set lists and how they make it work, different shows, things like that they planning. But the first episode, like, their initial meeting that they had in Vegas, like, Spin won't there, and they was like, oh, whenever we do S&P business, it's just us, like, Spin ain't here because she ain't a part of the group. What? She is! Like, what do you mean? What do you mean she not part of the group? This lady been in the group since 1987. And she ain't part of the group? Like, what you mean she not part of the group? Like real talk. What songs did y'all have prior to Spin? Like, Push It came out in what, like 86, 87? Spin joined the group in 87. So, like, aside from that, I mean, were y'all really popping like that before she came in the group? I can't even remember if Spin was in the Push It video. And now y'all finna go make me look it up. And I know we going, off the rip, but I'm about to go look it up because I just feel like that, like I said, they did her dirty. Like, they was doing Spin dirty. And then they thought that was cool. Like, y'all thought it was cool. Like, to just treat Spin like that. Like, nah, bro. Like, now I'm about to go look at this video because I need to see if Spin was in this video.
Need a freelancer? Go to Fiverr.com.
And I know I didn't went off, on a little tangent about this, but I just need to see if this is the original Spin in the video, or if this is that Spinderella, Dee Roper that's in that video. And I knew it was. But, yo, she been with y'all from the jump, and y'all saying, oh, we was big before. No, you weren't. Push It is like what helped y'all get to the level of success that y'all were. And then also, another one of their big songs, What a Man. Spin's verse goes the hardest on What a Man. I don't care what y'all say. Salt got the nice little in the beginning, and she like set it up. Then Pep comes and she adds a little bit to it, but Spin seals the deal on that song. She seals the deal on it. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all, if you don't think that Spin verse go the hardest on What a Man, you're stupid. You're stupid, and I said it. So yeah, so I loved how they incorporated Spin, into their verses. And you could tell that they genuinely love her and they got a good relationship with her. DJ A1, he was good. He was good. That's all I'm gonna say. DJ A1 was good. He had us rocking. He was playing a lot of ATL songs. So he like artists that was from Atlanta, Georgia, things like that. So it was a good mix. I thought it was a great mix. With the two DJs. Shout out to both of them, DJ A1 and DJ Spinderella. So round 2, they switched, and SWV started round 2 off, since Xscape started off round 1. So the first matchup was I'm So Into You and My Little Secret. Both of them got a point because they both my jams. I couldn't choose between the two. To me, and this is just my opinion, some of the songs, the matchups weren't the best matchups, because I'm So Into You is an up tempo like little bop, little jam, and My Little Secret is a ballad. Again, we know Xscape is known for their ballads, but let's mix some of those fast songs with the fast songs for SWV, so that way we can have a fair matchup. That's why, like, some of these I had to give both of them a point, because it's like, okay, the songs don't necessarily match, but I like both of them. But so anywho, I'm So Into You and My Little Secret, I gave both of them a point. Second matchup was Ain't No Man and Softest Place on Earth. I like both of those songs. I gave them both a point. Third matchup, Use Your Heart and You and That, Candy and E40. I had to give that point to SWV because You and That, like Candy, You and That, like, you got a million other songs that you wrote or you were featured on, and you gave us You and That. Like why? Why? So I ain't getting them no point for that one. I was like, I gotta go with SWV on that one. So yeah. The next matchup was Men in Black, which is Will Smith's song with Coco doing the backing vocals. And some people was like, oh, I didn't know that was Coco on there. What? You didn't know that was Coco's voice? Come on now, you gotta be kidding me. Men in Black by Will Smith with Coco's vocals on the back end, and Always Be My Baby remix, which is by Mariah Carey but had Xscape featured. Both my jams, gave both of them a point for that one. Excuse me. The next matchup was You're Always on My Mind and Thug Holiday. Again, Thug Holiday. Why? Why did we pick that one? Why did we pick that one, Xscape? I thought that she was gonna play One Night Stand by her. I thought Latasha would have said, let's go with One Night Stand, the song with her and Jay Shin. I would have chose One Night Stand versus Thug Holiday. Like, I understand Trick Daddy is a big name. He's probably more well known than Jay Shin is. So let's go with Thug Holiday because that's a Trick Daddy record. Like, who don't know Trick Daddy? But in my humble opinion, I would have went with the Jay Shin record. So for that reason, I gave the point to SWV on that round. Next round was Sunshine, which is Coco's solo song, and Love on My Mind by Xscape. Sunshine is okay. It's like a little. I like the fact that Taj brought Coco's son out there. I really like that. And he can sing. Like, he can really sing. Like, he could have a future in the music business, but she was like, nah, he ain't coming in this business. He about to go be a dentist. Forget that. Forget the music industry. You ain't doing that. He could really sing. And Love on My Mind, that was like an up-tempo bop, like jam. So I gave the point to Love on My Mind because I was like, over Sunshine, I'm going to go with Love on My Mind. The next matchup was MCE, Man Crush Every Day, and Do You Want To. Y'all already know where the point went for that round. So, Man Crush Every Day is an amazing song. Do You Want To, when they played Do You Want To, and they played the track, they cut it. Like, right after, like, the first part, they cut it. And so, the crowd went crazy. Me too. When they played Tiny's first verse, and they played the chorus, and then they cut it, I was instantly mad. I was like, bruh, how you gonna cut it? Like, how you gonna cut it? So, crowd going crazy. Taj is trying to move on to Rain. Taj keeps singing Rain like, nah, we got to go. And Tiny was like, nah, man, y'all got to let them go. Like, give us another song. Like, no. The crowd, bring that back. Bring that back. So they run it back. when they run it back, DJ A1 starts it from the top, from the top. Listen, they sang that "Do You Want To." Let me tell y'all something. For me, this is just me, and I'm gonna see. Like, I got the verses up, so I'm gonna see if I can find. I think it's right here. It's always be my baby. That's a little further. So when they ran that "Do You Want To" back, and again, Tiny be acting like she can't sing, and she's sitting on that couch, and they ran that thing back, and where's the part that they got to? They got to the bridge. And when they got to the bridge of that song, let me tell y'all something. Latasha Monique Scott, and that ain't even that lady name. She went off. Tasha went off. She went off. And I loved how, so I watched their reality show, Xscape Still Kicking It, when it was on Bravo. And to know of the issues that Candy and Latasha had, you know, in the past or whatever. But when Latasha got in her bag and she went off, Candy's face was just like, that's my sister right there. Like, she was hype as I don't know what. Like, this part right here. I don't know if I can show the video, but let me look. Y'all see how Candy was like hyping her up? Yo, she was hyping her up, and I ain't even gonna lie, I was like, bruh, yo, that right there, I was in here super hyped, because "Do You Want To" is like one of my favorite songs by Xscape, but for me personally, that was the end. That was the end for me. Xscape had already sealed the deal right there with that one. And I knew they still had some more songs to come. But so that round, a point went to Xscape. The next songs were Rain and No Scrubs. I gave both of those a point because I like Rain and I like No Scrubs. But again, the matchup for me, because Rain is a ballad and No Scrubs is an up-tempo bop. So for me, y'all could have put Rain versus My Little Secret and then I'm So Into You versus No Scrubs, because those are both fast songs, but I gave them both a point. Next was Anything and Weak. No, I'm sorry, Anything and Who Can I Run To. I gave them both a point. Anything is always my joint. When they perform that, like, I be super, super lit, like super hype. And that was a song from a soundtrack too. That was from Above the Rim. And Who Can I Run To is like one of my favorites too. And I love the original that's by the Jones Girls. Speaking of which, I got to go watch the Jones Girls Unsung. That's a little side note. Because I love the Jones Girls. And I was like, a couple months ago, I was like, bro, they need to do an Unsung on the Jones Girls. And look at God. God created the Unsung. So I'm going to go watch that when I finish my video. But, so yeah, so both of those, I gave them a point. And then when they got to the final matchup for round 2, it was Weak versus Understanding. So I'm gonna talk about this a little bit because I'm one of those that read the comments on the video. So a lot of people were saying, I don't understand why SWV didn't just end the show with Weak, because the way that they ended it, like, I thought the Verzuz was over. Number one, if you've ever seen them perform Weak live, Weak is always the last song that they perform on any show that they do. So when they got to the end and they were saying their thank yous and things like that, that's how they end their show, with that song. Plus, number two, that was SWV's 20th song. Verzuz is 20 songs on this artist and 20 songs on this artist. SWV, that was their last song. Xscape had only did 19 songs. So they had an extra song left. Not to mention, they switched. SWV opened up round 2 just like Xscape opened up round 1. So Xscape started the round 1, SWV ended the round. SWV started the second round, and Xscape ended the round. So, like, for y'all to be like, oh, they just had to come back with another song. No, they had another song left. But that round, both of those were my joints. So I gave each of them a point for that round. So my totals for round 2 was 8 and 8. 8 points for SWV and 8 points for Xscape. My ending score was 17-15 in favor of Xscape. It was an amazing versus, probably my favorite one. I would probably say maybe my favorite. It's close. It's right up there with Brandy and Monica's, because Brandy and Monica's versus was amazing for me because I love Brandy and Monica. Everybody knows that I'm team Monica, but they both have bangers. They both came from a special time in music, and I loved both of them or whatever. And some of my other favorites was Jonte Austin and Neo. Because they're both amazing writers, and Jonte Austin has wrote hits for people, like hits. So who was it? SWV and Xscape, Brandy and Monica, Jonte Austin and Neo, Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight was one of my favorites. And I like the Babyface and Teddy Riley one, too. And I'm thinking that they're gonna do a rematch just because, you know, the sound and stuff was off. And then the Kirk Franklin and Fred Hammond and the John P. Key and Hezekiah Walker was one of my favorites too. So yeah, so I think Verzuz is an amazing thing that they're doing. And I saw something the other day where Bow Wow and Soulja Boy are gonna do a Verzuz. I'm not interested in that. I'm probably not gonna watch that one because I'm just not. It's one of those that I feel we don't need. This is just my personal opinion. I feel we don't need it. That's just like Romeo was saying that he wanted to do one with Bow Wow. That's another one that we don't need. Like, we don't need it. Oh, I did like the 112 and Jagged Edge one too. So yeah. So that's my review on the Xscape versus SWV, well, Xscape and SWV versus that came on. My video is a little long. It's going on 38 minutes. But that was a lot that I had to put in there. Again, Drinks with DSK. Boom. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it is at IAMDSK. Tonight's drink was Benchmark. It is a Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, ABC store. The shirt, if you would like to purchase the shirt, goals, manifest your goals. You can purchase it from my clothing line, Swag Clothing Incorporated. You can follow me on Instagram at Swag Cloth Inc. I'm gonna get high tech pretty soon and, you know, give y'all some good old edits to these videos, and I have all of that stuff listed below. I might put it in the caption of this video. I probably won't, but yeah, so that's it. Drinks with DSK is just, you know, just me giving my opinion on certain things. We got some major changes coming pretty soon. My birthday is coming up, and I want to do a special show, and maybe I'll bring some guests in. You know, still working on that. My friends act like they don't want to get on camera because they like, no, like, we just say whatever and you gonna post it on social media. And I'm like, well, just don't say whatever. Like, I mean, because y'all know I'm going to say what I want to say regardless. So, listen, if you don't want to come on here and have no filter, don't come. Like, don't come. Like, so, yeah. That's about it. I promised y'all the video, so I said that I needed to sit down really quickly and run through it. But yeah, that's about it. Y'all enjoy y'all evening. And as I said in my couple of my other videos, like my homeboy in barber school used to say, you know, be good or be good at it. Peace.